Dark forces continued to rule, warners silenced by invisible hands. Records of Allah and messengers burnt. People thought the wanderers were gone, but they never left. Through time, they just changed names, and today they called themselves Keepers of the Ashes. Their mission? Simple. What is it? Well, sit tight and hit that button. The world remembers kings and empires, but it forgets the shadows that moved beneath them. There was once a brotherhood, unseen, unnamed, a league that claimed to guard truth, yet their truth was poison. They were the keepers of the lost fire, the men who chained knowledge, hid revelation, and struck down prophets when their words threatened thrones. Qur'an 2:91. Whenever a messenger came to them with what their souls did not desire, a group of them denied, and a group they killed. These were not wanderers, not tribes, not kings. They were something else, parasites of civilization. Wherever a prophet arose, they crept in silence, whispering to rulers, twisting the truth, and burying the words of heaven under dust. They feared light, for light exposed them. Revelation was their enemy. And so they hid it, killed it, silenced it. They wrote books in secret, not to preserve truth, but to enslave memory. They were the first whisperers of empire, crafting myths to replace God's command. Qur'an 2:79. So woe to those who write the book with their hands, then say, "This is from Allah." Their origins stretched back further, back to the cursed descendants of Cain, who had survived the flood in hidden ways. Survivors who carried forbidden arts across the waters. From them, the brotherhoods drew their strength, crafting chains not of iron, but of lies, and weaving a web that would stretch from city to city. And so, even as mankind rebuilt, the seeds of corruption were sown. Cities rose, but behind their walls, these brotherhoods whispered into the ears of kings. From the marshes of Uruk to the banks of Babel, they planted their shadows. And from their darkest councils would come the rise of a man of fire, a tyrant who would call himself divine. His name, Nimrud. But Nimrud's story was not his alone. Long before he set his crown, the brotherhoods had sharpened his path, and the world was already walking toward his fire. Their symbol was fire, not the fire of warmth, but the fire of rebellion. They swore that no divine word would rise without their chains. Their oath bound them across generations. They would appear in Sumer, Babylon, and beyond, always faceless, always hidden, always watching. Kings feared the prophets. The brotherhood fed that fear. They whispered, "If your people obey him, your throne will fall." And so, kings became their swords. Prophets became martyrs, and the people blind. But here lies the greatest mystery. They did not burn all revelation. Some they kept, hoarding it like gold, twisting its meaning for power. Fragments of the first books, from Idris, from Nuh, locked away, knowledge stolen, turned into spells, symbols, and secret rites. Qur'an 2:101, 102. Mention of people following false magic instead of the book of Allah. This was not just politics. It was war for the soul of mankind. Prophets were not only resisted by kings and tribes, but by an invisible war machine. Assassins, scribes, whisperers, merchants, all bound to the oath of fire. The brotherhood grew bold. They built temples of fire, walls of stone, and lies as high as mountains. They thought themselves eternal, but what they did not know was that a boy was coming, a boy who would break their idols with his own hands, a boy named Ibrāhīm. Until next time, insha'Allah.